Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Leadnap Gaming. Today's stream, we're back in Medieval Dynasty, and it's still winter. Now, I know that I didn't put anything out about today's stream coming out. It's going to be a little short. It's been just an incredibly busy week at work for me. So, with that said, we're going to kind of catch up to where we were and get started. So, let's see. We've got Spora here, crafting. We got Homegirl out there cutting some wood. Wood demand is good. We could probably bump that up a little ourselves. And food's looking really good. Alright. Let's check our... We got Unigast and we need to go hunting. So... let's go hunting. And we're not going to need that or that. More spears just in case. Whoa. Alright. Alright, see, we got our first viewer of the night here with us. We're going hunting. And like I had mentioned, it's going to be a little shorter this week. We're going to try to finish up winter and next week pick up in the spring. So, let's put this up on the track. Maybe we should hunt the Wizen this season. I don't know. We're also doing our tree test. We're going to see if any of these trees grow back. Hey, Admograpphus and Mr. Sandman. All right. I'm all right. I'm, if you can't tell, pretty tired. It has been a very long week. I didn't want to let you guys down tonight. Made sure I was here. Thought about canceling, but I was like, nah. Gotta show up for you guys. You guys show up for me, I gotta show up for you. So, with that said, like I did say a moment ago, though, we are pretty much just aiming to finish out the winter this week, so it'll be a little shorter of an episode. Alright, there's our deer. Cogshead, so Thursday nights is the Medieval Dynasty streaming night. This weekend, the regular Sunday release Star Citizen videos coming out, so why not throw our spear? Ooh. Okay. Okay, yes. Wow, well, I guess $5 from Mr. Sandman. I didn't even know that button was there. Thank you. I haven't set up a lot of the YouTube-related stuff. We do have Patreon, but I do appreciate that a lot, Mr. Sandman, so thank you. Yeah, headshot that didn't get me anywhere. Man, we are not having luck with the deer. This is starting to... hold on. We are automatically running now. This is a problem. There we go. That seemed to do the trick. Alright, so now let's go get... Yeah, these deer are in God mode. I mean, look at this. This dude's got a spear sticking out of his nose. I'm not sure how he's eating. I mean, that... Yeah, look at that. Alright, God mode has been turned off, apparently. Oh, we are deep in wolf territory. Might have a repeat of last week, boys. Let's hope not. So you would laugh. This game does have T-pose. Sometimes you'll see the NPCs up in a T-pose up on the roof. Because, you know. But no, far, far less bugs compared to ye olde Star Citizen. And there's another one. You get a lot of energy for having 2 spears sticking out of you. That's a rough day. Really? Why are we having so many control issues? Like... Three spears. Well, that missed. I was hoping for a double shot. Alright, well. Clearly, clearly we need to get some better... We really need to work on that bow and arrow. Alright, that's the deer we just hit, though. Let's try to get this guy. We got some hit points off of him. And then we're going to work figuring out the... Oh, God. Here we go. This is where it begins. Damn it! And another deer, or another wolf. Please let me get my... Oh, man. Those of you guys that tuned in last week know exactly exactly what just happened. Definitely having some flashbacks. Alright, we need more spears. Yeah, at least they die much easier. This week. Last week was definitely not not the same story. Alright, so we got half of our deer that are apparently on super deer mode. We need to go buy some flax string. We're making a bow. This is happening. I'm not gonna... I do not want to jump through the the wolf dying noise disturbs you. Well, the me dying noise disturbs me, so I prefer the wolves. Am I going to do a Tonk buyer's guide? Well, there's only one version of it. So I'm not sure how effective such a guide would be. I'll admit, I'm really excited about the Tonk. Almost. I'm excited about the Tonk coming into the game. That's for sure. I'm a little concerned about how expensive they are, though. I'll tell you that. I mean, you could buy some really good fighters for the price of a tank, and the fighters can do everything a Tonk can do, but better, faster, more efficiently. Correct, but it's the Tonk. Look, I might own 3 of them. Right, I might own CCUs for 3 of them. Let's not make out like I'm Mr. Moneybags over here. I'm prepared to own a couple of them. Let's put it like that, if the finances ever make it a reality. But yeah, no. My concern for Star Citizen when it comes to the Tonks is really how useful will they really be, right? It's the same with the Ballista, which is cheaper than a Tonk. I am not sold yet that we are really going to see ground combat where having a Tonk is going to be, like, really worth having. I mean, it's still going to be fun to have them. Multiple Tonks in my address and get into space fights with them. I love it. Yeah, who was it? Someone else had the idea. You can't do it with the Nomad, but you could still put him on the back of, like, a, in the back of the C2 and use it like a turret, I suppose. Yeah, yes, very true. And I'll admit, I think calling them Tonks is just goofy. They're tanks. Is the Ballista more expensive? I thought the Ballista was like 75. I mean, don't quote me on that. I haven't looked at the price of a Ballista since they came out, but I think you're right, actually. I think it is a 140. Wow. Makes me not want to get mine out of buyback, that's for sure. Which is a fun story. I have the snowblind one, even though I think the desert one would be more useful. I didn't realize there was a Dunestalker version when I bought the snowblind, so oops. Rookie mistake. See, now that'll be the interesting thing. And that's why it's kind of hard to do a pre-buyer's guide for the Nova, right? Are they going to release special versions? Because that I could make a video about, but CIG hasn't said anything about that, so. And let's not make believe that CIG tells me anything that you guys don't find out first. And Little Led's here now. Alright guys, give me just a second. Buddy, can Mommy help you with this?
No,
Alright, we're gonna try streaming and parenting at the same time. This is the content you guys really tuned in for, I know. Oh, and we're stuck. Good thing they put this unstuck button in. Alright. Well, I guess the upside is we're kind of where we needed to be. Yes, when it comes out, I'll do a buyer's guide. Absolutely. I will give you guys that. But yeah, I felt like the pre-buyer's guide for the C2, I'll probably still even do a true buyer's guide once we actually have real information regarding the Hercules once they're actually released and we actually have their true in-game stats and information. So, And yeah, kids help, but if I give him control of the mouse, we're not going to go where we need to go. So. Yeah, I could definitely use that rep. Not gonna lie. Alright. So, my favorite guy to make sure I sell things to. Yeah. Give me your money for a change. And he's got linen thread. Excellent. No. Wooden label. There we go. I do not know why we're getting so many weird inputs today. And you know, we're going to actually sell the fur too. We don't need it. What are these mushrooms? And this 25% wooden spear. You can have both of those too. Oh, 200 for linen thread. Grave robber. So, will you show a tonk battle? Yes. Fortunately, so the Dark Peak guys that I hang out with own multiple tonks as well. So we will have a tonk battle. I will film it. Maybe I'll even just stream it for y'all's enjoyment. So, and all right, Cogsib, have a good night. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch up with you later as well. And then back to Admiral Griffiths' question about which Hercules. So I actually have all three. I have all three, but none of them are applied. So I have an A2, I have an M2, and a C2 CCU, all from an Aquila. I've got one Aquila currently parked, ready to be upgraded, and then I'll upgrade the other two at some point. Now, I'm waiting to see what the loaner for the A2 becomes. If the A2 gets a C2, or as probably an M2 as a loaner, which is what I'm guessing it'll get, I'll probably do my A2 just so that it's there. And as we know the whole ship naming thing, which we can talk about here in a minute, you know, that will also, you know, kind of help me backdate that. But also very tempted to do the C2. But I don't see mass hauling being super profitable still for the time being, so... So that was my really long answer to your which Hercules do I have. I have all three. It's my favorite ship in the game. Tied with the Polaris, which I also have a CCU for. Which is kind of my thing, if you guys hadn't figured out yet. I keep the CCUs, and I don't generally apply them unless the ship's actually in the verse, because... for example, you know, I've got a Perseus, so I have a Hammerhead loaner. No reason to have a Polaris then, because I already have a Hammerhead loaner. So I kind of wait for CIG to release them. Make sure they don't suck. Yeah, I think the C2 is really one of the best deals, which is again part of why it's my... Oh my god. So... Told you guys I was tired. We live over there, not up here. Yeah, they are redoing the economy, and I'm really excited about that. You know, so 2 weeks ago now, the last episode I did, I talked about cargo trading, and I'm going to take a moment to talk about that. Sorry for the folks that tune in really just for Medieval Dynasty. It's going to be a Star Citizen type of a day. You know, so cargo running, I'm not even going to try. I only have 2 spears, and you aren't going to die to them. So cargo running, works. It's not broken. And a lot of people are still kind of up in arms over well, it's still broken because I can't pack a cat full of laranite in one run, land, fill it, take it, sell it, and rinse and repeat. But if you look at some of the stuff Chris Roberts has historically said, and I will be the first to tell you that CIG regularly says one thing, does another, or says three other things that contradict each other, But that said, really the idea from a PvE type environment, right? This seems a lot longer than it used to. Anyways, mass haulers, the idea is that you are probably transporting very cheap goods that have pretty small margins, but when you move 500,000 of them, you make a really good profit. Tiny haulers, the little courier ships like your little Mustang, that's what you want to run like Widow or something in, and then the medium haulers are kind of what we're most accustomed to. And the idea is that by having the system-generated economy running like that, what you get is Maverick, who's been in here some nights, he started playing Elite Dangerous the other day, and he was talking about how, you go out and you mine, and there's guys with cargo ships that literally buy what you mine off of. And now they're buying it cheaper than you could sell it, but it would take you 45 minutes to go sell it, and you could just continue to mine and just take what they're willing to pay you and make the same amount of money, if not more. And then they can take the mass haul of it and then sell it and make mega bucks. And that's really what Star Citizen is going to do too. When you make it so that if I pick up system-generated laranite, there's not going to be a lot of it. I'm going to have to wait for enough of it to spawn, or maybe, it's just the profit margin. We'll talk titanium, even though titanium's got great margins. But, the margin on titanium might not be amazing. But I could get an even better margin if I get it from a player that actually mines it. And so that's kind of a consideration. Until we have that sort of a thing in the verse, we're not going to see the full realization of trade kind of like it's designed to be done. Man, I am way out here. Yeah, and I to kind of follow up with some of the points in the comments here. So yeah, the max is really, the max is a medium hauler, technically. And really, that's, I think, what you should base trade around from a balance standpoint. When you talk about a hull E, like I said, you could move junk, scrap metal in a hull E and make millions, It does not need it doesn't need incredible margins. And that's why I was trying to show people the idea of return on investment rather than profit margin as the guide to what you should run. And yeah, laranite, agricium, drugs, those are all things that, probably shouldn't be mass hauled. But I'll tell you right now, diamonds, plenty of demand for diamonds. There are plenty of places filling up that you can fill up a cat right now with diamond and go and sell it and make mega money. So the people that are like, oh, it's broken because you can't do it, you're just not trading the right commodity. So the other thing I just want to clarify while I, wait to read more of your comments is the whole griefing thing. So I said, the biggest risk to cargo runners right now is server stability, followed by griefers. And that was taken to mean by an awful lot of people. Hold on, let me do some mental math here. There we go. A lot of people took that to mean that I was saying that anybody that hunts you down is a griefer, which is actually not what I meant. I am very much... Yeah. Hey, perfect. Howdy, you. Let's talk. Okay, not much. And we're not going to do any more. Okay. Slow going here. So, as I was saying, just because I said griefers are the number 2 threat to cargo running does not mean I believe anybody that PvP shoots down a cargo ship is a griefer. I am absolutely one of the first people that will tell you that piracy is legitimate gameplay, and that it's absolutely legitimate. And really, to a degree, the line that separates griefer from pirate is oftentimes the intent of the griefer and or pirate. So, which a lot of people I don't think like to hear. But that's kind of the truth of it. And so, I'll admit even I was a little frustrated with the number of people that were like, oh, you think that anyone that, attacks you is a griefer or this or that. And it's like, no, not at all. I've been hunted down by pirates numerous times as a cargo runner. It's part of the game. But griefers are the bigger risk. Pirates are predictable. Pirates I can pay. If someone's like, give me 50,000 credits or I'm going to blow up your ship, whatever, here's 50,000 credits. I'll pay the ransom. I don't care. A griefer you can't pay. A griefer, all you can do is be shot down or hopefully defend yourself. And that's why I say they're the greater risk. A nuance that apparently, falls deaf on a lot of people. So, all right, let's see. Yeah, so as far as roleplay goes, I'm very much also looking forward to... all right, Mr. Salmon, thanks for catching up this week, guys. I know it's kind of an off week for me, so I'll catch you guys next week, though. Thanks for tuning in. So, as I was saying, in kind of my conversation with Outers here and everybody else that's tuned in, we're down to one of those. Might have to go make some stone knives real fast. As I was saying, I'm looking forward to moving people's vehicles and stuff like that. If you look at the composition of my fleet, what you'll kind of see is that I'm really trying to cover the logistics side of military operations. I foresee a lot of orgs that are willing, that want to do like org warfare and stuff like that, and I predict a lot of them want to pay because they're not going to realize they don't have a Starfarer to refuel all of their Polarises and Perseus. So, I'm looking forward to taking people's ships and everything around and what have you. So, and even rocks. I think the C2 is going to really be an interesting rock mining. I think it's going to be too big and inefficient, more so than the MSR, to carry a bunch of rocks. But in the right scenario, you find the right field, it might work. So, it'll be fun. I'm trying to think where I bought diamonds last. Tell you what, if you shoot me an email to submit@leadnap.com, once I get off, I'll figure out where it was and I'll email you back. So, yeah, own a whole E. I own a CCU for a whole D, and I have a token that will someday become it. Again, no reason to apply it because it's not going to give me anything I don't. It's going to give me a cat. I own a cat. I want a whole E. I'm not going to lie. The problem is they're limited. But I am hoping to still get one someday. So yes, own a whole E. I want one. Because are you really a cargo hauler if you don't have a whole E? Hi Jake, this is Medieval Dynasty, which I stream every Thursday, and I'm sure it's really fun to watch me gather sticks, and then I'm going to make some knives here. But I have a problem with wolves, so hopefully we'll probably try to hunt a couple more of those here shortly, and you'll enjoy watching me maybe die again. Alright, so yeah, see, and it's one of those things in this, going back, I mean, you can really see where I generate a lot of my content topics from here. When I did my mining guide, there were a lot of people that were like, oh no, the C2 is going to be perfect because you'll be able to carry like 5 rocks. The problem is there's not, like, the MSR's ability to carry 2 rocks is useless. Honestly, the time it takes to get both rocks off the ship and onto the ground, a single rock can mine the node that you find. And the nodes are so far apart that it's not like you could just land the C2 and then say, all right, guys, in the 20-kilometer radius, harvest everything. Which is what I think a lot of us would like to see, but that's not how it works, unfortunately. Which is, again, kind of why I had said, I don't currently see that being viable. On paper, it looks great. In practice, not so much. And I have 1 rock now, which is, if I remember my Excel spreadsheet right, is actually supposed to be one of my Hercules. That's the LTI token for it. So, I mean, I've personally loaded 2, and I know you can load multiple. I'm just saying there's not a return for it, right? Like, how long does it take you to position even 2 rocks in the ship, right? Like, the amount of time it takes you to get them both off and get them back on, the single rock could have mined and harvested the node. And the way that I like to, we'll call it team mine, yes, the refined ore with the C2 is the way to go. But the way we like to do it, like team mining, right, which maybe one of these nights I'll stream that for you guys, because it's actually a lot of fun, is to use an MSR, a single rock, and then like a 100 series, because it's got a good scanner. And what you do is you use the 100 to go find the nodes, and then the MSR brings it out to you, right? And you still land. The driver of the MSR gets out, drives the rock out, because you're parked right next to the node. They mine it, and then they get it back on the ship. And while they're getting it back on the ship, the 100 series driver downloads the rock cargo, right? And ideally, most nodes, you can then carry it back on to the 100 series. And then you take the 100 series back to wherever it is you're selling it and sell it and protect yourself against the server. And then you, at that point, the MSR starts scanning down the next node. And usually they don't find it before you can get back and start hunting it down with the C2. And if they do, again, not a big deal. But that's kind of how we've been doing it, so. How many buggies? It's in the brochure. It's like 6 or 8. Are those those might be cyclones, actually, you're right, not the... It probably fits a bunch of gray cats, you're right. That'll be fun. Maybe we'll have a pre-release competition for the channel. Alright, I'm going to make it official. We're going to do it. So, I'm going to put a post up on the channel, and everybody gets to guess how many gray cat rocks can you fit on a C2. Now, once the ship's released, like even into beta, it'll clone. Yeah, no, I know those are cyclones. I'm talking about gray cats now, because you're right. The brochure says cyclones, not gray cats. I was wrong. So whoever guesses the right amount gets a gray cat. I'll give away a gray cat. Why not? So you guys heard it here first. I'll mention it in my video this week. Guess the number. Hopefully 313 doesn't release before then. So I'll put a post up. So start your guessing now. And it's going to be the first person, so the oldest comment that guesses it right in the event that there's multiple. Only giving away one of those things. And it's probably not going to have LTI. And it's 10. Is there a brochure that says that, or is that a calculation someone made? I'm genuinely curious, because I haven't paid much attention to it. 50. Well, right, but if it's actually 10, and to be fair, it's going to be whatever amount I'm able to fit. I'm the judge, so when I fit them on there, that's what it's going to be. I've got the in-game cash to buy as many Great Cat Rocks as I need. But we'll stream it, we'll see how many we can fit on it, and that will be the official thing. So, for the record, Admiral Griffiths is down for 10. If you want that to be your answer, you can have 10, and if it's right, you just won yourself a Great Cat Rock. Oh, 75? 35 fit in the Starfarer. Yes, but the thing you have to consider is deck arrangement, right? I mean, it's got more SCU, but the Starfarer, I actually think, probably has a layer or two of cargo higher when you stack them. And I mean, yeah, if we're looking at like 75, I probably do have that much credits, but we're gonna probably have to do some sort of streamed event and get as many of you guys into the game that have multiple Grey Cats to fill this baby up, or we'll have to science it, use math and figure out how wide we can get and how deep we can get to get our official number. But I do actually want to do a video. I'll admit I'm actually a little sad that nobody has clued on to this yet, but you know, in the pre-buyer's guide, I actually called the Star Runner and the Hercules the same ship, because they are. And I've been kind of wanting to do a video about if you put them side by side, like go look at them in Fleet Viewer next to each other, and you'll see one has its engines on top of the wings and one has its engines under the wings. But they're actually the same ship. if you really kind of think about it. All right. How you like me now, wolves? Get some water. I'm gonna do some hunting. I'm not dying anymore. Alright, let's test out these bow skills. That just feels like cheating now compared to... I mean, like I said, science it up. I will put a YouTube community post up, and you guys can guess. Get some weird frames today. It's actually not even scaled up if you look close. They're physically speaking. Like I've been wanting to do a video about it. I just have not had the time. And when you look at it, you realize how much more efficient. Yes, take that. Oh my God, why did I not build a bow sooner? When you sit them side by side and you look at them, you realize what a disaster the Starfarer's design is, comparatively speaking. So, I actually secretly really hope I'm confident someone will. One of my favorite things about Star Citizen is, oh yes, oh, hunting deer just got easier. Yeah, boys, can take a big spear to the face, but not that arrow. CIG does something, they come out with something, and then, hey, Chris. Sure enough, somebody, the community does something different. To the back of the dome. If you look at them, though, like I said, you really get the sense they're the same ship, and you really realize, man, what they could do with the Starfarer if they kind of G it up a touch. Yes, God mode deactivated. Turns out all you needed was a bow. Behold. You guys down in the comments. YouTube didn't like episode 1. They didn't feel that was under 18 appropriate, so... Alright, let's see. Now I'm interested. I want to go hunt some Wizen now. Let's see, where... Oh, we're deep in wolf territory, too. Oh, we went way out. Now I kind of want to find a wolf. Not gonna lie. Oh, there's my hunter. You will be. There's certainly going to be a way. Oh no, that's Sambor, the wolf hunter guy. I think you will be able to use the Hercules like a pocket carrier. Very specific craft. Certainly an Aurora will fit in there, though. Probably a Pisces. Probably get a 100 series in there. You might have to be a little creative getting it through the doors, but I would bet you could make it a pocket carrier. And I mean, and that's kind of what I was getting at, right? Like, you know, CIG's like, oh no, this is, you know, this is a cargo ship. If you want an aircraft carrier, you have to buy a Kraken. But we've made the Caterpillar a pocket carrier before, so I'm confident people are going to do it with the Herc. Yeah. See, I mean, but it's a little... Yes, eat it. It's a little different, though, right? Because, Kruger's... Do you say it so that they have to be able to get back out? Yes, it is. It's smaller. I was saying the 100 series, I think you might have to do some kind of creative landing. But yeah, the Auroras, those babies are going right in. I'm just really excited for it to get in the game, though. I'm so excited. Man, we are going the wrong direction today. You get the right amount of pilots. I'll say 3 to 4. With what I've seen from the Hercules. Oh, those babies are going right in. There you go. That's gonna... Oh, yes. Behold. Oh, I am your master. Just because he's looking at me funny. So Chris, I'm just confused which one you're asking me about. Does anybody know if Gaming with Jim still does his Will It Fit episodes? Because if not, we might take his thunder with the C2. Oh, so yeah, so the early part. So I have all three. I have all three Hercules. And when I say I have them, I have the CCUs for each of them and the LTI tokens for them. But I typically don't apply ships until they're actually in the verse, as I was saying earlier. Because you only get one loner, right? Like I have a Hammerhead for my Perseus, so there's no reason to have my Polaris because, oh boy, it's going to give me a you know, Hammerhead, but you only get one. So my dilemma is which I will apply. If the A2 gets a M2 or a C2 as a loner, that's the one I'm going to go with. Yeah, see, I was worried about that. Well, if he's not around, then I guess I'll make the If It Doesn't Fit episode. We'll have a lot of fun. But yeah, those were great videos. Oh boy. Dusk of the end of winter here, which is also probably going to be the end of our episode, even though we're having a great time, just because I have unfortunately, other things I got to get to. But yeah, so no, the Hercules are honestly, they're tied for my favorite ship. The Polaris is my other favorite. So, conversations at once here. So. God, this is a scenic game. I'm excited about the spring game coming up, though. Yeah, well, once kind of dusk hits here, it's going to kind of be the end of the episode, so thanks, Admiral Griffiths, for showing up this week. It was great talking to you. And I'll catch you next week and next time, so. But yeah, so a preview for next week. It'll be spring. Spring has a lot more. Winter's kind of a dull, you kind of just get by, right? This is the season we always work for. In spring, we got to make some money. We got to get our farm up and running again. Got a lot to do. So next week will be a lot more fun, and it'll kind of return to our normal, the full season episode thing again. Since I died to the wolf last week, winter got half done, and we ran out of time, and I don't have a ton of time this week. So we'll also hunt a bear and a wisent. That'll also be fun. So with that said, I do want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. I had a great time this week. I hope you guys did. Like I said at the beginning of the show, pretty tired. It's been a very busy week at work. Friends don't let friends migrate companies from one domain to the other the hard way. As in build a new domain and not actually migrate them, but just move the computers and their files. With that said, thanks you guys for tuning in. We got an awesome Grey Cat giveaway idea up here. So like I said, I'll throw that up in the community post. Subscribe if you haven't, because again, we're about to hit 7,000 subscribers. We're like 100 away, which is really exciting. A little scary for the wallet. Again, a reminder, at 7,500, the Patreon members, Led's Legion, get to vote on which of the ships is actually going to be the 10K ship giveaway. So if you want to vote, Chris is already one of those, so he's like, yeah, he's got a voice in here. But if you want to join Chris in voting, make sure go sign up on the Patreon. But I'm really excited to see what ship that's going to be, and how much I need to save. But I was thinking that we were going to hit 10K closer to like November. So the fact that we're cooking with Crisco at this point is insane. So thank you guys all for your support. Thanks for tuning in this week. I know this was kind of an off episode, a little different than I normally have done this. But like I said, it's been such a busy week, and that's part of the reason that last week's video didn't even happen. So hope you guys are having fun. I certainly am. And with that said, don't forget to like, subscribe below if you haven't, and I will catch you all next time.